Hi, this is JP from LeanWisdom. Welcome back to Weekend Stories video series. Yeah. One fine day, I got a call from HR of a mid-sized organization, which was around 500 to 1,000 people. Yeah. And I got a call from this HR, and he said, "Hey JP, I looked at your profile, and we are looking at a transformation of the entire organization, and we think you'll be able to do that. Can you please come down to our office?" I said, "Sure." Right? I don't know how he found my profile, but he called me and I went there. So I met this head of HR. Typically, I get a call from head of engineering, right? Somebody who's responsible for product, who takes who's the first person to meet, and then focuses on improving quality of product, predictability, and release time to market, and so on. Here, for a change, HR head called me. I said, "Sure." I went there. I met this person. It was a pretty good discussion. He was very interested in implementing, agile thinking in the organization. They had a lot of challenges. Then he asked me, "Can you help us?" I said, "Sure. I need to do some study before I even, start thinking about the strategy for your organization." I spent 2-3 days in this organization in the next couple of weeks to understand what's going on. Right? I met the senior leaders, like some of the vice presidents, directors kind of people, from architecture side, from engineering side, from deployment, from product management side, and I also met a couple of program managers, project managers who are driving the projects. I met some of the technical leads, right? So I met the people across the organization, and I asked them to present some data in terms of the release cycles, quality, and so on. So after these 3 days of effort, I kind of came to a conclusion that yes, these are all the problems and this is how it should be solved. So I went back to HR head and I said, "Hey, I want your leadership team to be present for at least 2 hours, where I want to present my study, right? What did I understand from your organization, and I want to present the whole implementation strategy itself. How do you want to implement Agile and scaled Agile in your organization?" I got a date, right? All the leaders were available 2 weeks from that day. So we blocked, right? 2:30 to 4:30 meeting. I went there at 1. I got into the conference room. I set up everything ready, and then we were waiting for the leaders, right? 2:15, 2:20. We started getting leader one by one, right? 2:30, right? Majority of the leaders were there, but the CEO of the company was not available, right? My request was that CEO should also be present, because we are changing the whole organization, right? And if the CEO doesn't know, it's going to be a challenge. So at 2:40, everybody was there except the CEO. So I waited till 2:45, and everybody said, "Hey, let us start. I think he's in some other meeting, he will join." Right? I said, "Okay." I started talking. 2:55, 25 minutes later, right? This leader entered this room with a phone. Right? He came inside and he said, "Continue," and he sat. Okay. Then I started talking about the transformation. It's more interactive. I was asking questions. I was validating. "Hey, this is what I understood from when I talked to you, when I spoke to you, when I looked at the data from you. Right? This is my analysis, and this is the challenge that you have." These people are super active and listening, but this senior most leader sitting there on a call, and after some time he disconnected. And then he started looking at the mobile, right? Started typing, super distracted, right? And this was distracting everybody else also. So it was going on, right? He was not really bothered about what's going on here. Around 3:30 or 3:40, he left the room, and then he called somebody and then took the phone, went out. 3:50 he entered, and then he asked me a question: "When will this meeting end?" Okay. Please watch this. A leader of the organization came late without any apology. How a behavior of the organization will be when the leader is like this, right? So, number 2, it's okay. Maybe he's busy. That's okay, right? Understandable. But when he was here in the room, he was not attentive. He was again responding to messages. He was calling somebody, and then he went out for 15-20 minutes again. At 3:50. He comes and asks me, "So when will this meeting end?" So I asked him what do you mean by that, right? No, I have another meeting at 4:30 here, so I just want to confirm. I just told him, if you want, I can stop right now, right? If something is critical for you, I can stop right now. I think we had a good discussion here. They all know pretty much what is the problem, right? And I didn't complete my slide deck, but I just told him. He said, no, till 4:30 I'm okay, but 4:30 I need this room. And then he walked out. I finished my session. Trust me, the rest of the crowd was so good. Everybody was involved, pretty active, right? Including the HR was sitting there. Somehow the head of the departments was sitting there. And at 4:30 I left. And then I was asked, can you give us a quotation and we'll start working with you. I said I came back. I came back very confused what to do with this, right? And if I look back, some of my transformation, where I was involved, were challenged or failed, is also because of this kind of leaders, right? So this time, I didn't want to waste my time and energy, because I know if I get into this organization, it will take probably a year to transform the entire company. It's not going to be easy, right? And this leader's behavior may come and stop me everywhere, right? 2 weeks later, this head of HR called me and said, hey JP, I'm just still waiting for your proposal. Can you send it? It's a one-day work for me, right? I sit and just do it. Already I had enough material ready, right? I just need to, fine-tune it, put it in a proper proposal and send it. But I delayed it. So this HR called me and he said, can you please send it as soon as possible? We really want to start with you immediately, right? Then I gave an exorbitant amount to this leader, right, to HR head, saying that, hey, I'm not sure whether you guys will be able to pay me because, I'm very expensive. And I gave a big amount, yeah. I gave it purposefully, which is not my typical pricing. I just wanted to give a price so that this guy will not come back to me. He said, oh, really? It is too expensive. Okay, JP, I'll come back to you. He went back. Next day, he called me and said, can you reduce by 20%? Right? We want to engage with you. We don't want to go with anybody else, right? But we want to engage with you. 20%. Trust me, guys, the 20% reduction itself was a huge money. The money that I wanted to charge, I quoted, was huge. And 20%, if I would have accepted, I would have earned tons of money. Then I told him, my dear friend, I gave you the quote which is very high. I didn't want to charge that. I thought you will not come back if I give you that quote, but you are not leaving me. Again, you are coming back, right? Then I told him, sir, this will not work, right? Because the leaders, in the past I saw some leaders, senior leaders coming and stopping me, right? I am a consultant. I have zero power. The only power that I have is my knowledge, my experience, my past, right? Which I can put it and then fix some of your problems. But the real power is with your leaders. And if they don't understand this, they will come and stop me every now and then, right? At this age, after so much of experience, I'm not just working for money. Money is very critical. All of us, it is critical, right? Money is critical for you. Same for me. I also have EMI to pay. I also have kids to educate. I also have a lot of other expenses, right? But the problem is, I know if I get into this kind of organization, I'll waste 1 year of my time, and I look back, I will not have anything really good result, right? Intrinsically, I will not be motivated. So I decided. So I told him this. This shocked this leader. He said, hey, Jopi, don't worry about that man, right? We will manage. I will manage, right? He will not come on your way. I said, no, this will not work. Because, he will come on my way. I know. The way he came on in this short meeting itself, the way he presented himself, and was not a great way to interact with. So I don't want to get into it, right? After that, this HR guy was behind me even after that. He said, JP, the first person that I'm hearing that when I said we are ready to pay, and somebody is telling me no for money, right? We really want to work with you, right? But I said sorry, right? It just doesn't work for me, because your program managers are being happy doesn't help me, right? Your CEO of the company who is driving this company, and he has foot in everything. I know how he was operating in the past. He has foot in everything, and then he will come in and he will share something which doesn't make sense. For example, I asked him, can you make him sit in my workshop for at least one full day, leadership agility workshop? Will he sit for one full day, right? If he is ready, let me rethink. He went, came back and said, I'm not very sure, JP, whether you will attend, but we will still work with you. You can do for everybody else. I said, this is why I told this will not work. Yeah. So I did not take that assignment. I let that assignment go. I don't know what happened after that to this organization, but Why I'm sharing this story is we as consultants, right? If you are a consultant, if you are a safe practice consultant, if you are an agile consultant, if you are even agile coach within the organization, it's very, very important that we are authentic to ourselves and our profession. Let us be professional and authentic to our profession. Our job is not to collect requirements, our job is not to architect, our job is not to design, our job is not to code, our job is not to test. What do? We optimize the system. We change the organization towards some business results, right? And for that, it needs sometimes tough face to show, sometimes strong decisions, sometimes challenging the leaders, challenging the ecosystem, disagree with leaders, right? Aligning the leaders to our thinking so that leaders have leadership agility thinking, right? All this is critical. If we don't do that, right, organization will fail. Our job is not to work with any leader and go with the leader. Our job is to give a business result to the organization, cultural agility to the organization. Yeah. So I think I have been following this. In this journey, I am very sure I have lost a couple of assignments like that, right? Maybe at least 2-3 assignments, because either I did not take one like this, or some of them I also decided to stop in the middle because it is not helping me. And I communicate to the leaders and say that, hey, it's not working with me, working for me in your way of working. So I think I will let me step out, right? I have done that. And there are assignments where I worked with the leader for 2 years also, 3 years. Why? Because that leader was so aligned, leader was very enthusiastic, and leader liked me because I am also very clear about my thinking, right? So this story for definitely Scrum Masters, Agile Coaches, SPCs, right? Whoever is doing a transformation for the organization or the team, please be very authentic to your job, right? To your role, bringing business results, bringing cultural impact to the organization. Change is our goal. Yeah. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope something, some change is in you now because of this video. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.